Mic check. What's good, y'all? It is the 14th episode of Dom FM on Newtown Radio. Today, we have a very special guest, a fellow Newtown resident, Posa. Her show is Hastal Cielo, but she's on Dom FM today. I did her show, was it last Friday? I did her show last Friday. We're doing a show swap. Let's get to it.
Hello, guys. Bueno, let's start the journey.
I won't let it go and show you the real me. If you're good with yourself, that's all you really need.
Mighty Posa going off right now. Again, you are tuned into the 14th episode of Dom FM on Newtown Radio. If you're watching live, please leave a comment on the website. Holla at us. Good morning, good day, good evening. Let's do it.
Sigo mojando tu almohada con mi sudor. Sigo haciéndote creer en el amor y vivo así. Yo vivo soñando contigo. Contigo y tú conmigo. Cuéntame por qué no crees en mí cuando me ves llorar, amor. Fingiendo que nada duele. ¿Por qué sigo pecando contigo? Sigues pecando conmigo y yo contigo. Si tú sabes que no creo en ti cuando te veo.
pongo, caen de la mata. Let's go. Ajá. ¡Hey! ¡Rumbero!
It's giving jazz. It's giving vibes. It's giving Mighty Posa on Dom FM.
You already know.
Shout out my brother Coop.
Drums, you have the capacity to create a mood for any amount of people. Doesn't matter if you're playing in a club, if you're playing in a hall, if you're playing in the streets at a carnival. You create the scene that's happening.
Please put this on Bandcamp. outside now. I love how this started off super chill. Now we in the club. Let's fucking go. I love this. Yo, shout out Mari Posa for that fucking journey. Right now, we're going to take a break. Get ready for the interview. I'll see you in a bit. Check. Mic check. We are back. For the folks on the live, that took me forever because everything in here was just going haywire. Hold on. You want to do a mic check for me, please?
Mic check.
Yep, you are on there.
Let's get it.
What's good, you all? It's Dom Haley, and you are now tuned into the 14th episode of Dom FM on Newtown Radio. We have a very special guest today, a fellow Newtown resident, Mari Posa. Mari Posa is a multidisciplinary artist. She's a DJ, a curator, a photographer, and probably some other things I'm failing to mention. She's originally from New Jersey, now residing in Brooklyn. What is good?
What is up? What an introduction.
I wrote that down, actually.
I love that.
Yo, because usually my introductions be a little like, eh.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's get these up the camera.
No, I've been loving everything about your setup. I'm so happy that you have me on here. It's like I love to get to experience another show.
And so I've been wanting you on here, but I was like, do you want to come back up here? Because Mari Posa has a show, Hastal Cielo, that is live on newtownradio.com biweekly on Fridays.
Yeah, 3 to 5 p.m.
And so I wanted, obviously, like, you're a great homie who I like. One of the, like, I said this on Instagram yesterday, one of the first people I met up here. I used to just like pull up to Mari's house, just kicking it because I didn't have anything to fucking do. Let me like look at you, because I didn't have anything to fucking do because I wasn't working and I was really just exploring New York. And so I'd pull up to your crib and just fucking listen to music, go to every DJ set that everybody was doing.
Yeah.
I like burnt myself out in the wintertime. I was like, fuck, I used to was like staying inside. Now I'm like back active.
I mean, it's summer. We're outside
it's
again.
Hey, we are outside.
Like, it's crazy. This week alone, there's so much going on.
Shout out to Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Give me a haircut tomorrow, actually.
Let's go.
You know the vibes. I gotta be fresh. But my first question to all the DJs, and I've been workshopping this question because I don't want it to be super negative, but everybody has gripes about everything that they do.
Yeah.
What has been your worst experience being a DJ thus far?
That's a good question. I feel like my worst experience, like you would think that my worst experience would come from like, not having a full dance floor or like not having people engaged with what you're doing. But I will say my worst experience is like, it came from like me not being happy, like with the energy and the effort that I was putting into DJing. And like, I just like had this show. It was at Mood Ring actually. It was my first time playing at Mood Ring. And I got invited by Total Ecstasy, shout out him. And like, I don't know, like I was just off. My mixing wasn't tight. Like everything, like every small thing was going wrong. And it was like getting to my head. Yeah. And like my recovery at that time as a DJ wasn't like the best. So I just felt like and it was crazy because I had a crowd. And like I was like, all my friends were there and they were all like cheering and stuff. Like you could tell the energy was up, but I was just I was in the opposite realm of them. And I don't know. I just feel like I learned a lot from that experience because that meant like I needed to be putting more effort and time into like my craft so that I don't feel that way. So like, yeah, it was definitely that time when I wasn't putting effort into it and I was just like, oh, all these little fuck ups are happening on the dance floor and I'm getting too in my head and I'm not allowing myself to be there with the crowd.
Yeah.
And it's like, that sucks because like you don't want to be disconnected from the whole part. Like you are literally the vibes.
Well, then that makes it a job,
curator,
honestly.
yeah.
And it's like not why we're doing this. We're doing this to like show people, just give people a good time,
Right.
but also enjoy ourselves at the same time. So when we're just like being honestly like too serious about it, which I feel like that's been kind of my biggest gripe, but I feel like current DJ culture, because it's gotten so popularized and now like it's almost like how jazz music was, where back in the day it was like this like super this expression and this kind of free way of playing, and now it's like so calculated of how to play it the right way.
Right, that's true. That's very true, yeah. I definitely was thinking of, I think at that time too, I was way more serious about it because I like I left my job. I was like, I want to do this, and it was just like, all right, I need to be focusing and putting the time and energy into this, and if I'm not doing it right now, then something's wrong and something's off. And I've definitely loosened up, which I'm so glad.
I mean, bro, first off, the set you just did was, it was a trip because it started off super chill, and I was like, okay, cool, you're easing into it.
Yeah.
You got to that club bag, and then you ended it with that, like, I'd say the Hey Arnold type vibe, just that kind of jazz. I mean, you had a few jazz elements in there, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I love jazz. Like, I love having those elements in the music because it's bringing the soul into it.
Yeah.
Like, there's just, and it also gives you that time to, like, I don't know, just like take a deep breath. Like, because sometimes, you know, club can just be like hard hitting drums, and it's like, you know, when you have that like sax thrown in there or that trumpet, it's like,
nah, for sure.
I can breathe. I can feel like I'm in the air. Like, I like to be very visual about my sets. Like, it's like this landscape that I'm like painting, but with like music.
Hey, see, you always say that you're not good at talking on the microphone. If you said that shit during the set, people would love that.
Oh my God, I'm just shy. I'm like, I don't know, guys. I'm playing this music.
Nah, if you did that, like what you just did right now, like, cause when I originally got on Newtown, well, when I guess applied to get on the Newtown, I asked you to help me write something out, cause I was like, you're really good with your words, and I can say a lot without saying nothing sometimes. And I was like, yo, I just need to be short, concise, but still direct, you know?
Right.
And so I feel like you're really good at that. So speaking of jazz music and music that you like, what music were you listening to growing up?
So growing up, I was like pop culture.
Yeah.
Like, I was listening to Drake. I was listening to J. Cole. I was like rap mainly. And then big pop artists like Beyonce was big for me. Who else? I had like my small little finds. Like, there's this girl named Alina Baraz, which is crazy because she got big now. Yeah. But like back in middle school, that was like my weird music.
Yeah, that's crazy. Respect. I mean, but that was like during, I feel like, more of the blog era of music, and that's when that was super. Like those artists being big now kind of surprised me because I'm like, this is. So that's when that's when I was making my own music, and stuff like that was like the Tumblr era.
Right, because I was a Tumblr girl, 100%. I was on MySpace, I was on Tumblr, and I was on Twitter. It's
you was on MySpace?
I was on MySpace.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, right? You would think I'm like
very surprised.
Young to be on MySpace.
I don't know. Just like, what was MySpace when you were on it? Were you like making your own backgrounds and stuff?
Yeah, making my own backgrounds, adding songs. Like, I think you message friends on there.
What were you like 2 on MySpace?
No,
I'm not being ageist right now.
I know.
I'm just honestly surprised.
What year did MySpace end? What was its like?
I feel like so I graduated high school 2011. I'm aging myself right now, and I remember when I got to high school in 2007, I got more into Facebook. And so middle school, me being in middle school was more MySpace era. I feel like around like 9th or 10th grade. So around like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, 8 or 9. Literally, that's it. I found some
That's crazy.
paper the other day.
Yeah.
This is crazy because I feel like I aged quickly, or like I was just.
You have an older sibling too, though.
Yes, I have 2 older siblings.
Yeah,
and they're 15 years away. Like
That's
one is
crazy.
15 years apart from me, and the other one is 9 years.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like always being around. Like I was the youngest, I was the baby.
Yeah.
Completely off. I'm like looking at what they're doing and
Yeah.
like wanting to partake in what they're doing
Yeah.
too. So it was like I feel like I had to age quickly, or like I aged myself quickly. I didn't have to, but like I wanted to. I always remember like being young and being like, oh, I want to be older already. Like why am I so little? I
My
can't
brother
do
was
shit.
like that too. And I used to tell him, I was like, bro, appreciate not paying bills.
Right.
Appreciate not having crazy responsibilities. 'Cause,
Right.
boy.
Sometimes I look back at it now, I'm like, damn, I should have just been chilling, like.
But you never know.
outside.
You don't. You know what I mean? And especially, like, see, I didn't have older siblings, so I didn't have, not to say I didn't have anything to look forward to, but I had like people that I had older cousins. I had people in church that I would be around, but like I didn't have anybody like that I saw directly every single day.
Right.
And so I imagine my brother was the same way. He just wanted to be like a part of like what me and my friends were doing.
Right.
And
That was
so
me. That was literally me. I was the annoying sibling wanting to be there all the time.
It was annoying, but then I think about it. I'm like, man, do I like my brother? He's 22 now, and me being 31, so we're 9 years apart. But we have a super close relationship. Like I told you, he made the break music, and yeah, that shit's super cool, honestly.
It
like
is.
having somebody, and then so like when I see you all, that's why you all are so cool, because you just were like, not to like give credit to me and the older siblings, but you were just like, yo, what you listening to?
Right.
What are you into?
Right. Yeah, I got a lot of my music taste from The Weeknd. Was a really big one for me too.
Yeah, I mean we talked about that.
I was obsessed.
Yeah.
Like Trilogy era, like. I don't know what the hell I was thinking about, but
what were you going through?
like that's what I'm saying. Like what the hell? Like I got these grown ass experiences in middle and high school. Like get out of here. It's hilarious. But I had to just like heavy like Dominican influence of just like listening to bachata, merengue, and salsa. Like that's what was always playing in my house. To the point where it was like, oh, this music is so annoying. Yeah. Like I would enjoy it at parties, but it was like definitely this.
Do you find yourself coming back to that now that you're older?
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
That's how it goes. Yeah. It's definitely my comfort zone now. Yeah. I'll like play it sometimes. I wake up and just dancing, or like that's my cleaning music. Yeah, like I'm totally gonna be. That's gonna be my cleaning music when I have like my own house, and my kids are gonna be annoyed with it.
So that's funny because I say. So when we always talk about just like growing up in the music we grew up to, that's why I've been playing gospel more, was because that's what I came up to. Right. And so it's crazy because you go through this phase through like, I guess, teenage, early 20s, where you kind of like, and not even in a negative way, but just in a natural way, you kind of resist of everything that you've been a part of. 100%. But then when you get further away from it, you want to get closer to it again, but in your own way and have your own relationship around that. Right,
because like I feel like you're tying it to the relationships and the people that you associate it with. And like, you know, that comes back around, and it's like, it's all love at the end of the fucking day. That's what it is. You find love.
Hell yeah. So speaking of your culture, how has your Dominican roots influenced your work?
Oh my God. So like just like rhythm, drums, and groove. And then like
that
most
makes
importantly,
so much
dancing.
sense.
Like it's like I grew up, like we had parties all the time. Like my house was the place that everybody came to. Like all the aunts came to, all my cousins. Like that was the meeting place. Mm-hmm. And like my grandparents, I lived with my grandparents. I grew up with them. So it's like they were like the open arms kind of grandparents. Like if you needed anything, you'd stay with them, you'd come hang out with them. Like they would always like to bullshit. Like they're funny. But so I grew up with parties all the time, and then I would just be watching people dance and like go crazy. And like I feel like Dominican culture is very rooted around that, like drinking, gatherings, family gatherings, and dancing. And so like that definitely is translating into my music, into production, into DJing. It's just like, I just want to move. Like, I just want to groove, and I need there to be some seasoning in the music.
Respectfully.
Some, like, good seasoning,
especially with the electronic genre, it is getting lost. So
right, exactly.
So I think me and DK have these conversations all the time. And that's why, like, on your show, I was talking about just really listening to Man, you got like listening to when you got to that 130s though and that 2 steps. I'm like, yo, I need to get back to downloading that stuff. But also just like I've been super into the gospel house. Yeah. And like honestly, like somebody like Louis Vega, and Kenny Dope, Masters at Work, they play a lot of like super just like it feels like a choir. You know what I mean? And
And so, I mean, like, they're Hispanic. So, like, having that, like, I've been listening to a lot of their stuff. I recently had to do, shout out to Remy. She goes by Remolacha. I don't know if you know Remy?
Not at all.
Okay, but she's a great DJ.
Local?
Yeah, local. Okay. She spins vinyl. She's from Miami, though.
Okay, sick.
But she just had me on at Danger, which is a cool venue here.
Where's that at?
It's right by Maria Hernandez.
Okay. So
it's like
that's right by where I work at.
It's the same owner as Mansions.
Okay, cool. I literally just saw, I think Honey Bun, the DJ, is going to be at Mansions.
Okay, fire. Check it out, though, because it's cool. I'm thinking of, like, getting a party in there because it's sick. But she had me for, like, a Latin night there. Cool. And so I had to, like, really, like, research and, like, dive into, because, like, the influence was always there, but I didn't put, like, the effort of, like, let me go dive and see, like, Hispanic electronic music and, like, the dance culture and what they were bringing to the house scene. Like, of course it's there and it's sprinkled around in anything that I play, but it's just like, okay, who was doing it? And that's when I found, like, the guy I showed you, Kiki Navarro, and, like, Masters at Work.
I need that Kiko joint. That was crazy.
Like, and I was just like, wow, like, they have their whole own world. And, like, that's what I need to be doing a better job of, like, digging into that back, just because it's, like, it's my roots and it's, like, where I come from. So I was so excited that I spent the time, like, putting that together for that show. So, like, literally, shout out to Remy, because she made me, like, dig into my Latin bag. She was like, no, we're playing Latin sounds only. And I was like, oh, damn. Word. Like, let's go. I have to do my homework. Respect. But now I'm, like, set. Now I just, like, want to, like, keep digging into that bag. Yeah. Because it's, like, it's resonating a lot. And it's making, like, that Hispanic side of me come out more. Because, like you said, I feel like we just repress things, and then especially when they come from, like,
but it's natural. It's not even like a bad thing,
right? Exactly, it's natural, because it's like, if it just feels like life is like full circle. You know, you don't like it, and then you're like, oh wait, this is actually me. It's a part of me, and I love it now, and like, it's just like, that's just how it goes.
It's like I think the beauty in DJing is very familiar to how opera is, and with opera, you get better as you get older, because your voice matures. You can hit different octaves and stuff like that. Yeah. The older I get, like, when I shout out to Kenny out there, the older I get, I really just feel like all the DJs that I love are the OGs, and they've been in this shit, and it's really just like, it's time.
That's true.
It's literally just time. That's all it is, and that's why, like, when I first got up here, I looked at it as such a competition. I was like, yo, I want to be this person better than, you know what I mean? And me and DK really had, like, big conversations of, like, yo, bro, it's not that. And so the more I realize, and, like, you know, touching on what you're saying as far as getting deeper into your Latin bag, it's just time. Right. And so, like, imagine you in 4 years or even 4 months. You know how this shit goes.
Yeah, exactly. No, I couldn't agree with you more. And I, like, realized that a lot when I saw Theo Parrish's panel discussion.
The GOAT.
And then I saw him play, and I was just like, nah, like, this is something that you can't just, like, jump onto.
And he's spiritual with the shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, he is touching on, like, things beyond him.
Yeah. Nah, that's I'm pretty sure my buddy sent me that panel, and maybe we're talking about a different one, but he sent me, like, somewhere that Theo Parrish was speaking, and I was just like, it made me just like listen to your OGs, even if you don't know them personally, just like hear them out. They can 100%. Be on some, you know, OGs can be OGs sometimes, but it's just like, listen to your OGs. So
the time aspect really teaches you things, and, like, that's where, like, I feel like the wisdom really comes from. Yeah, it's like, because a lot of times I find myself caught up in, like, learning about a subject matter, or learning about a subject matter, and then being like, oh, okay, I know this thing. Yeah. But because I haven't lived through it yet, I actually don't really know it. And it's not until like when an experience hits me from that subject matter that I'm like, oh, this is what I was reading about like last year.
Yeah.
Like now I get it because now I like actually went through it. So it's like that experience knowledge versus that like book knowledge. Or,
do you
like,
have a
what you're
specific
reading.
experience like that?
That's a good question. I feel like it happens so much, but what's a recent one? Let's see. I don't know. I can't think of it right
It's
now.
all good. I just wanted to see, like, because, I mean, we've been going to different stuff. Like, obviously, we were at the Juneteenth block party at the live radio. And, like, I was telling Marty before we start recording that I love living in New York because getting to go to stuff that I was just watching in Louisville on my laptop or on my TV or whatnot, and getting to see it live. And it's cool watching stuff or listening to stuff on SoundCloud, NTS, Newtown Radio. But it's just like to be there and to like, you know, to be around legends like Ron Trent or shout out to Lovey, super inspirational.
Oh, her set was amazing.
One moment, y'all.
One moment. While we get back to you, you get to hear my voice. Oh, and we're live again.
My bad, y'all. We had some technical difficulties. But, so, yeah, shout out to that block party, but shout out to being able to just, like, see DJs live and just, like, really feel that energy in 4K. But I wanted to ask you about the inception of Hastal Cielo.
Yeah, so that came, I just remember it was last year, and I was DJing like every now and then, nothing crazy. Like I was doing happy hours at Jupiter Disco, which was really nice because I just had like these 4-hour dragged out sets. Like sometimes it would just be me in there, like it was fun.
Just figuring stuff out.
Yeah, just figuring stuff out. And I was able to like explore music a lot, but it was those happy hours at Jupiter Disco where I was like not just playing the hard hitting dance cuts and like not just playing house music, and I was really just exploring as if I like just like I do now at the radio show, where I was like starting with some hip hop and then transitioning into some house and like kind of just like these, because it was 4 hours, I just had time to drag things out and go through all those genres, and because like I had a lot of time to like think and stuff, like there wasn't a big crowd, there was like no real big pressure. So I spent a lot of time with myself in those moments, and I was just like, this is what I actually love. Like, yes, I love to DJ a crowd and like get people up, get the energy up, but I think I really have this like obsession, and like it sits in my heart, like it sits in a different place in my heart of just like just going through like a musical journey without it having to be specifically to get a dance floor going. And I was like, where does that happen? Like, where can that happen where like I don't have a dance audience, but I'm just exploring with music? And then it was like, yo, it's radio, duh. Like, and then I was gonna start it in my room because I had hit Newtown up, and like they went like 6 to 8 months without answering me. So it was just,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I guess they had been very busy. I don't know. Yeah. But I was just like, okay, well, maybe I should just start this in my room. Just do it on my board. And I bought a mic, and I was like, okay, I can just put little clips together and throw it all together on Audacity. And it was funny because literally the week where I put together my first episode of like just like putting the songs together, getting what I wanted to talk about, I got an email from Mark. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I know it's been some time. Like, do you want to...
Shout out Mark Brennan, the owner of Newtown Radio.
Yeah, shout out to him. He he was like, oh, I know it's been some time, but we have an opening if you want to bring the show to the radio. And I was like, oh my God, like, what the hell? Like, this is perfect timing. Because, like, I already had my first episode planned that I was going to record at home. And it's kind of funny to see how, like, once you just, like, you don't, like, you tell yourself, okay, I'm just going to do this thing on my own and I'm going to make it happen. Then, like, the universe, like, gives it to you.
You
like,
got to take the initiative.
Yeah, exactly. You have to do it yourself. And so, yeah, and then I got to bring it to Newtown, and it was amazing. And, like, the whole concept with it is, like, it's, like, self-discovery and self-understanding through, like, collective conscious, through, like, the collective understanding of our society and music and how it's, like, impacted different groups of people and then impacted us on an individual level. Like, where can we go through different genres to take that, to have our own self-understanding? And so, like, yeah, I've just been really, like, that's what it's about for me. It's like, I just want to feel like I can understand the person across from me in a way where, like, I won't even have to say something. And there's just, like, this, like, general understanding of, like, yes, we're human. Yes, we came from love. Like, you know, just these, like, more, I know they can sound like corny sometimes, but just these, like, genuine general knowledge that I feel like is present, like, heavily throughout music, because it's, like, what's brought us all together for so long. So it's, like, I just wanted to do that, and, like, because that's, like, my own self-exploration with things, because most of my music stuff is self-exploration. I'm like, I'm trying to understand myself and my patterns, but through that I get to understand the person across from me. So that was my long rant about Hastal Cielo. And, like, I like to incorporate spoken word on there because poetry, like, I love poetry.
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
love when you do that too.
I love how simple poetry can be. Like, I love how simple poetry can be. Like, you don't have to say too much, and it also gives you room to have, like, your own interpretations and feelings, because that's what you're really that's what you're really understanding. Like, when you're reading like words on a paper, you're also reading them from, like, your own mind and, like, what you think about them. So, like, poetry, I feel like, gives you room to, like, understand both the words and also what's going on in your mind. So, like, I don't know, it just feels, like, airy and vague, and, like, I can add my own interpretation and understand a lot from these words on a page.
Do you have any plans of doing that live, like, outside of the radio station?
Yeah, it's honestly just like, I'm still too self-conscious.
I'm so surprised because it sounds so well, like, when you do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love when you do that.
I don't know what it is. It's just, like, there's this misalignment with me right now that doesn't let me bring it out to, like, a crowd live and, like, have people see me doing it. Yeah, I'm honestly just a little I'm working through it, but it's gonna come. I'm hoping that on Thursday, because, yo, if you're listening, you should come out. Hastal Cielo is gonna be on the dance floor. Hollow.
Is it hollow? I always say hollow because it's just that one L, so I don't even know.
Yeah, it's hollow. But hollow bar. I'm gonna have Varsha's playing, Taz playing, my homie Maxwell's playing, and I'll be playing as well. But yeah, I'm hoping that at that show I can, like, I could start something. Like, I do want to speak throughout it. And I think I'm just so afraid of, like, being corny.
Bro, see? Sometimes you have to be cringe.
Right, exactly.
That's how it starts, man. That's what humbles you.
Yeah.
That's what, honestly, the coolest people started off cringe.
Exactly.
Come on, fam. You got to just do it. I mean, plus there's so many, like, small spaces that you can do that at where just tell one or two homies or no homies at all and just, like, get your reps up. Right.
It's coming.
I feel that. I'm going to say because I'm excited for that. Where'd you get the name Hastal Cielo from?
So, Hastal Cielo, it came from my username. So my Instagram username is La Mari que vuela.
Yeah.
And that basically means, like, Mari is short for mariposa, which is butterfly in Spanish. And for those of you that don't know, I have my butterfly stamp on my back. That was like the whole initiation of this, like, I'm mariposa thing.
Yeah.
Was getting this butterfly tattooed on my
Damn.
back. But then, so I was like, okay, what's a cool little username that I can have? And I was like, La Mari que vuela, which means, it's funny because it just means the butterfly that flies.
Okay.
So it's kind of stupid when you translate
Honestly,
it.
it's so simple, but it means a lot too.
Yeah, it's like when you translate it to English, it's like doesn't sound as good as it does in Spanish, like most words.
You know, I think it sounds great. The butterfly that flies. Like, I mean, that can mean, maybe I'm just looking way too deep into it.
No,
right
it
now.
is that deep though.
Okay,
like,
bet.
look
Right,
deep
bet.
because it is that
Yeah.
deep.
Nah.
Yeah, so it was just like La Mari que vuela, because the whole thing is like you keep flying, like you keep rising, you keep ascending, like you're always trying to get past a level of like from yourself, like not this competition thing of like I'm always rising and I'm always ascending,
Yeah.
but I'm always becoming a better version of myself. I'm always like striving for newer heights.
Yeah.
So it's like La Mari que vuela, and then it's like aquí no se para hasta que llega al cielo. So like we don't stop until we reach the skies. And like in that sense, it's like you're flying and you're ascending into a higher version of yourself, and you're never gonna stop that like digging, that like finding new knowledge, that just the whole discovery process. You're not gonna stop that until you reach the heavenly skies. And it's like in that sense, it doesn't even have to mean death, because I mean I'm like a firm believer that you don't reach heaven when you die. Like
Energy never does.
Yeah, you can also experience, like you can experience heaven as a mindset, like, and as a mind state. You can live here as like being on heaven too.
Hey.
So it's like you're ascending to new energy levels, basically. So that's what it all stems from.
You need to be using your voice more, all right? Because I think this is how it goes. So I'm comfortable on a microphone because in high school I was corny and cringe. So now I'm like, I just don't give a damn.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I will say this. I hosted pep rally as a senior in high school.
Oh man, look at that.
So I feel like I was definitely a lot more freer in high school, because I mean, like, of course you don't give a fuck about shit then. But so I have a little bit of my experience. I don't know what happened between high school.
Bro, you just gotta jump.
High school and adulting was like, sit the fuck down.
Listen, you know what you gotta do? You gotta fly.
I gotta fly.
What's a butterfly do?
She flies.
And hey, I'm saying, like, I really need you to use your voice more as a person who uses his voice. I mean, even when we did our party at fucking Mood Ring, I'll like use the microphone. I'll start freestyling on some group, but it's just
that
like,
was amazing.
But I'm like, but also that's probably somebody like, yo, shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck at all. I'm like, fuck you, because like I never forget one time, and I hate when this fucking happens. It happens every single time. This weird buzz in the studio, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all can barely hear, but every time.
I know what you're talking about.
But because it happened Friday too. I'm like, what is that? But what was I saying?
You were talking about I need to use my voice.
Oh,
more.
yeah. I remember one time back in Louisville when I was DJing, and I would get on the microphone, and yeah, I remember somebody was like hating on me, and it was just like, what did they say? They were like, quit talking on the microphone. I was like, bro, like, this is the essence of DJing, bro. Like, when I think about DJing, I think about hip hop, and like hip hop's like, I love hip hop, and I'm like, when you think about how hip hop was birthed, it was an MC and it was a DJ.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just playing both right now.
That's true.
So like people, like it was somebody, and then somebody else was like, nah, bro, you need to be talking to more. I was like, thank you. And it was a lesser DJ too. Without not even a hate, but it was somebody who I'm like, you don't take this shit serious. And I'm not talking about even like talent. I'm like, you don't take this shit serious like I do.
Right.
Like I'm studying this shit, and I'm like watching documentaries on hip hop and house music and Detroit techno. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, like, when you hear the Moody Mans, and you hear, like, Moody Man's my big inspiration for how I talk on the microphone, because he sounds so cool and so chill.
Yeah.
But I imagine that he probably had moments where he did not, and he had to find his voice. So
Right.
I need you to find your voice, Mighty Posa. Because I feel like you speak
so
so well, bro. You speak so eloquently. I'm using words today.
You are using words today.
So, like, switching the topic a little bit.
Yeah.
How long have you been shooting photos?
Oh, photos. Okay, so photos was actually my first love.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like in yearbook club in middle school. I had like my little Canon Rebel. And I was not taking it seriously then. It was just something I enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, still to this day, I don't really take it that seriously because, I don't know, I feel like I just struggle with taking myself seriously in my craft sometimes. But, so yeah, I started in middle school, kept going in high school just for fun. And then in college, that is when I met my current roommate, one of my roommates, and he does photo, and he does more, like, I feel like he takes it more seriously than I do, but like having somebody by me, like around me in my circle that was also doing it was like pushing me to do it more.
Yeah.
And then my ex had like bought me a film camera, and so that like kicked off my like film.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, this is how I want to be taking pictures now. Like, I want to always have a film camera on me. And then so I grew up in New Jersey, and then I would always come into the city and just like walk around with my camera and do street photography. And I feel like that's how I got to know a lot more of the city.
Yeah. So this is before you were living here.
This
you
is
were just
before
coming from,
I
okay,
was living.
Okay, but
yeah.
Because how far is where you're from to the city?
So I live in Bergen County, which is right across George Washington Bridge.
Okay.
So that's like, if there's traffic, it's gonna be an hour.
Oh, so
if there's no traffic,
far.
it's like 45 minutes if you're driving.
Bro,
like
it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Bet.
It is right there. It's just why
you didn't need to live over here in Brooklyn, bro. I'll just stay up there, save some bread.
I be thinking about it.
But I feel you.
It's like, and especially at that time too, because I was 21 when I moved.
Yeah. And
I was just like, I need to be in. That's like the time where I wanted to get away from my family.
Yeah.
At my house, I told you, my house is like it's the meeting place. Yeah. So there was always just sometimes so many people coming in and out, and it's just like, I need to just be in my own space. Respect. And like start like figuring stuff out for myself.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, being 21, I wanted to be like in it. I wanted to be in Brooklyn. Well, when I first moved, I moved to Harlem, and so I still felt a little far away because I would come into Brooklyn and it would take me like an hour and a half sometimes, and then late at night it would take almost like 2 hours because like the trains run slower and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so photography started so long ago, and it was just like a way for me to get to know the city, get to know people, and also like express like my love for people, because I just love people watching. I would love to come to a park and just like see what the hell people were doing. Yeah, because people are so weird in New York. It's so insane funny here. Like, good lord. And it makes me feel like less weird about the things that I do, you know? Like, I'm like, wait, I'm actually not that weird. I'm
like, I was the one that stuck out.
I'm pretty fucking normal. But now photography has been just like another medium for me to express and like also to understand myself too. Because I mean, like, that's what all this is really about, is like trying to have myself be materialized, like this living being that's existing and moving through this thing we call life. Like, what is it like, what is it not like? And the only way that I can really like grasp that is if I materialize it, and photos is one way. Like, photos to me is like one of the fastest ways to do it, because I'm annoying. I think about speed too, which isn't good sometimes, because it's like,
what do you mean?
In like, how fast can I get to something? How fast can I have something in my hand? And that's been something I struggled with DJing too, because it's like, yo, you need to slow down. So I've been like sitting in that, like, let's just take a step back and slow down with everything so I could really feel everything.
You got time.
Yeah, I got time. I'm bugging. I be bugging.
So I think you kind of already answered this, but what do you prefer, digital or film?
Film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even have my digital camera just died on me. I had that thing since middle school.
Damn.
It just died.
What kind of camera was it?
It was a Canon Rebel.
Bet.
Yeah, it was like a super old model.
Was it mirrorless or was it
No.
Yeah.
They didn't even make the mirrorless at that point. Yeah. So yeah, it just died on me, and I don't know, I just prefer film because it feels like I time travel with film. Like, it just takes me exactly back to the point when I shot that camera.
I feel that.
And there's also like a limited amount of photos that you're taking.
Yeah.
Like for a
You gotta
roll,
get it.
you get 36, which is a lot. Now I think about 36 photos and I'm like, that's a lot of photos. Because if you move over to like medium format, that's like, it's bigger film.
Yeah.
And you get like 10 shots.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, 36 is a lot. So I just like how intentional you have to be with the photos that you're taking. Of just like, yes, I want this moment like right now. And like, it makes you remember the moments too. Cause I feel like my memory can be pretty shit. And like, I know when I take photos, especially when I take a film photo, like I'm never going to forget that moment.
Exactly.
Ever.
And I feel like when you're shooting film, it's less of people posing and more of catching people in that moment, like you were just saying.
Yeah. And I enjoy that. Like, I actually don't know how to do the whole posing thing, to be quite honest. I get really awkward. Like, that's why I'm like, I can't even call myself a photographer sometimes because I'm just like, I just like capturing moments.
Yeah. My only I'm not frustrated at Mighty Posa at all. I'm just like, I just want you to step into whatever you know what I mean. That's my only. I'm like, just step into it because I mean that's all I've done my whole life is be like, and even like with DJing, like I was telling somebody the other day, I said being here made me realize that I was a good DJ. I was like, but I want to be great. Yeah. And there's so much stuff just technically and also music wise that I want to get, and I'm like, it's just gonna take time, and it's crazy. Like when we're talking about speed and we want to get the stuff so fast. Recently, I've gained this peace with DJing where I'm like, Dominique, you will be great, but now's not the time. You need experience. Right. And I wish I had that with like when I was making music, I wish I had that same idea. But I feel like with DJing, I caught on so quick with it. Like, I mean, I started out using controllers and stuff, and then eventually coming up here has been the most I've ever played on CDJs. We had like a pair that we would play on back home with a few people, a few pairs or whatnot. Shout out to my boy JPB. Shout out to Aaron Chadwell back in Louisville, Kentucky. But I didn't really have that access or whatnot. So being up here, like the past year, is me playing on them more, me really getting accustomed to them. And so it's just like time. Right.
No, exactly. And what you just said about, No, it's time. It's literally, it's time. It's just going to take time. With everything, too. Mm-hmm. Like, it not just DJing. It's like, experiences. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Like, I feel like for art in general, like, you need to experience. And that's what, like sometimes I want to get myself to make something. And I'm like, I can't because I just want to go out and be living. And I live life. That's how I get my emotions, my experiences. That's going to, like, fuel what I'm going to make. And make it better, too. Because, you can make anything. But if it's not fueled by, like, if it's not backed by, like, real emotion and soul, it's going to be shit. It
just don't mean anything to you. Yeah. You're like, fuck, I didn't make this up for anything.
Right, exactly. And we don't need any more of that.
We don't. And
we have way too much of that.
We were talking about that on your show as far as, like, making music and stuff like that. And just putting... that was maybe a private conversation, actually. I'll take it back. But I remember you talking about your music and you just... Both of us saying we just wanted to be more intentional.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it's important because it's just like... Why are you doing this? You know, you have this time here. What are you doing with that time? And like, I don't know. Sometimes I do get in the trap of taking things too seriously, and it's a hard balance to find to like where you're still being playful because there's room to be playful but still be serious and be intentional with what you're doing.
But I think that's where it goes with whatever you're doing. Knowing the technical side of it. So practicing your DJing, even when you don't feel like it, but like me as a DJ working on my transitions, working on like if I come in too early, slowing that motherfucker down or speeding it up. You know what I mean? Like that's like for me personally, that's stuff true. That I'm like have to work on so then I can have fun. So then I'm not worrying about that at the gig. Like that's why I felt good with Mood Ring and when I did the festival because I was like I had practiced all that week before. So then I was like, okay, cool, I'm ready now. That's true. And so then I could have fun, I could be calm, I could be that. That's why I need to buy a pair of CDJs. And if you want to help me, no, fuck
if you want to help me, this is my GoFundMe.
Yo, help me become a great DJ. But
Yo, we're gonna start a GoFundMe.
Yo, straight up. But okay, so back to DJing. If you could pick any DJ to go B2B with, who would that be?
Wow.
I came with that question the last interview with my homegirl Quinette. Shout out to her.
Oh my God.
And that's about to be my new.
I need to.
You got to think on this one.
any DJ.
And I'm saying it could be at any level too. It don't need to be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Anybody.
Yeah.
It could be absolutely anybody.
And the B2B doesn't have to be y'all going back and forth. It could just be y'all being on the same party together. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
just y'all sharing vibes that whole fucking night.
Wow, this is a big question.
I don't even know who I would do personally, so that's the.
I
have somebody for myself, but yeah.
Okay, so I have.
If you have a few, if you have a Mount Rushmore, if you have 4.
So, and it's funny because I wouldn't even want to be in the lineup with this man unless I was playing a vinyl set. But his name's Drum.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. Some people say DJ Rum, but it's
okay.
Drum. Yeah, and he has this one set. I'm gonna see him in September. It's gonna be my first time seeing him, and I'm so excited.
Where's that at?
Making Time Festival.
Oh, you told me about that.
Philly.
I remember you told us about that.
Yeah. You gotta come.
Mm-hmm.
For real. But I just love. He has like hip hop, jazz influence into like this like gritty dub bass sound. But then we'll still hit you with like a house dance track. Like,
damn.
His range is crazy.
Yeah.
His production is amazing. That if I could like go back to back, but like my current self could not go back to back.
And
with
that's
him,
exactly how I be feeling with certain. I'm like, I need 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know how long you need, but I'm like, I need this amount of time to feel
right,
even remotely comfortable playing music alongside you.
Exactly.
And I'm going to open. You know what I mean? And maybe, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Right. 100%.
My camera just died again. I apologize. We're about to end soon.
Don't
I apologize.
worry about it. This is what I care about.
Respect.
But yeah, that's like my all-time. That would be my all-time. Another one would be like Stingray.
I'm not familiar with.
Yo, I saw Stingray at Paragon, and I had such a, because he's another one that he just gets into these different bags, and he's just like pulling music from I don't even know where. I can't even tell you what the genre is. Like, I could say he plays electro and he plays techno, but it's like, shit, it's more than that. Because I don't know, I really enjoy DJs that like. I love my house DJs that like will play me a good soulful house set, but then I also love the DJ that is like taking me on that journey across everything, and I'm like, and across like everything that I haven't touched upon myself. Yeah. Because if somebody can do that to me and be like, I've never heard this before. Yeah. And amaze me, I'm like, wow, like
they're educating you literally.
Yeah. And then they're like giving me they're like making me step into like a new being, because literally I have this new information, and that's something I strive to do in my sets too, like sprinkle the crowd.
You did that
like,
today.
Songs that they didn't know they needed.
Yeah, this like that set today was super like.
Thank you.
It was a journey. I like that.
Thank you. I'm trying to emulate the greats.
I mean, that's really all you can do until you become.
Right.
And also, I mean, I definitely think you're on your way. I mean, you're somebody who, like my homie Coop hit me, and I was like I would like when I first met you and I first started hearing you spin, I was like, yo, like you can just hear the intention behind it, and you not just playing just to sound cool or look cool. Like you're like, I just want to play stuff that I enjoy. Right. Hopefully you enjoy it too.
Right. Exactly. And that's been a place that I've had to really accept and come to, of like whatever sits with you, that's what's gonna like be received, because you can't fake it. And that's what like I've been really, really discovering behind the decks. Is like, if you're faking it behind there, it's gonna like, the vibes are gonna not be there at all. Like, the crowd is gonna be kind of like pushy and annoyed, and you are gonna be pushy and annoyed, and it's just not gonna be on the nice little frequency line of existing. Yeah. Well, wait, who's yours? I want to know.
So honestly, I'm be honest with you. Somebody who I really look up to, and I see him out all the time, Stony Blue.
Oh, wow.
And so he's from Texas. He lives here, just multidisciplinary guy, like graphics, DJ and makes his own music. This is a super sick guy, super chill too, like super real kind. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so he's really the like. I mean, you could say like Theo Parrish and stuff like that, but I'm like, bro, that's.
Yeah. No, now I feel like
that's Jordan level. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's and not to like, but I'm just like, but like him, he's somebody who I like to see. It says he had a set at Wooloo Lounge not too long ago, and it's in, I think it's in Crown Heights, like Prospect Park area. And it's just this like old bar, black owned, and they be playing house music there on Sunday. So he pulled up there on a random, and he's like, yeah, bro, like I just saw that they play house music, and so I pulled up, and he did something there on a Wednesday. It was him, Honey Bun, and Sean Lyles, and for 3 to 4 hours I just like danced, me, DK, and my boy Artilim Shug and my boy Chris, and we just had such a great fucking night. And I just kept telling, I was like, bro, this is so sick that you did this, because like it's the essence, and I feel like he believes in the essence. Yeah. And the fact that he would go to this black-owned spot, and he was just like, bro, I was having trouble booking like a Nowadays or Public on a Wednesday. Like, he's like, they don't be trying to give it to us. So I was like,
damn, that's crazy.
Which is, he's insane. Such a respected.
Especially someone like
that's why I'm saying, like he's so respected. And I was like surprised, but then I had to remember, I'm like,
it is how
that is how that should be going, and they don't be respecting us. So like when he said, like the fact that he found this black-owned spot, the drinks were cheap. The food was good. They had pool tables in the back. It was loud as a motherfucker in there too. That's all you need. What you need. And then I'm like, bro, you're bringing a whole different community and a whole different generation here and introducing them to this. And so I really just.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. So
that is beautiful.
Honestly, he's at the top of my list of people who I would love to play alongside, just because I respect how he does, and also how he plays. Like he be playing like, he's from Texas, and I love Texas music, and so he'll play like, there's like this song like not teach me how to Dougie, but like my Dougie, like shit that I used to listen to back in middle school and high school. Yeah, and he'll bring that nostalgia back. He'll make edits and stuff like that of that shit, and I'm like, I respect it, because I'm like, this is what you grew up listening to. Right. Like this is that Texas culture that you're used to. So he's somebody I have an immense amount of respect for, and that I would love to play, because I feel like our styles would mesh in a way around. I would just be playing the way I play. Yeah. That's and sick. Also, he dropped the Kirk Franklin joint at Public one time, and that's what made me. I was like, man, I need to get back into my roots. Shit. He's just like somebody I listen to, and I'm like, okay, Dominic, get back to how you
right.
What you listen to, and so like,
I remember I was talking about this, about like coming to New York, and you think you got to play one certain way, just because this is how people are playing.
Yeah, and then you see all the big dogs, they do what the fuck they want.
Yo, that made me think about it, because now I like that you brought it to like a tangible level, like of like someone local and stuff. Like my person is Ace Mo.
Oh, shout out to Ace Mo.
Oh my God.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. They are amazing. Like every time I'm on like the dance floor and they're playing, it's like I have a crazy epiphany, crazy experience, crazy dancing. I'm just like, I let loose. Like, yo, I fly.
Dude, I met Momo Reddy, because him and DK are pretty cool. Yeah. Nervous randomly had a party at Pianos.
Oh, interesting.
2 summers ago. Random as hell. And he played, and he was there's actually somebody caught me. There's somebody's Instagram where I'm just like going hard.
That's hilarious.
And she just was like on some like dump shit. She has no clue who I am. She just like, not to say aesthetic, but like,
when someone's vibing and in it, like,
and so she just posted it on her. She just posted out, and so then I guess one of my homies from Kentucky followed this person and tagged me in, and I was like, and I just like posted, I was like, yo, me vibing to Momo Reddy. I'd have to actually find it now. They probably archived it on their page, right? And then he like reposted it, and but and then we had like a cool conversation after. I was like, man, you feel like one of the homies, so
that's so fun.
Yeah, I fuck with Momo Reddy and Ace Mo as well too. Yeah. Hold on. You're just talking about Ace Mo.
I'm only talking about Ace Moma. Not Ace Moma.
Okay, so just Ace Mo. Shout out to Ace Mo too.
Yeah, shout out to. But Moma,
they play together so much, and their names are Ace Moma. Right. So I immediately thought
they have a label together, and they go by Ace Moma.
Yeah,
like when they play together.
Yeah, so when you said Ace Mo, I just immediately said, because I was like, hold on, his name is Ace Mo. I was like, I just said this for no reason.
Yeah. No, you're good. That was a great story because I need to see that clip.
Oh, shit. We're over time, though.
Oh, we
gotta
are
get up
over
out of
time.
here.
All right.
Again, thank you. Me and Kat,
We can go on.
I'm about to say we could
forever.
talk forever. Seriously. Thank you so much, Mighty Posa. Again, listen to their radio show, Hastal Cielo, biweekly on Fridays from 3 to 5 on newtownradio.com. Also, they're at Hollow this Thursday alongside Varsha, Ta, and what is Max's?
He's going by Maxwell now.
Okay, cool. I didn't know. I his Instagram is super silly ho, so I didn't know if it was that. But and Maxwell as well. And just stay in tune. Obviously, I'm going to link everything. I'm sorry that the video went out on my camera. It is all types of shit. I need to get a new flash drive. I need to get a new SD. It's a whole thing. Yes. But thank you again. Thank you to everybody who checked this out and listened. We are up out of here. Peace.